FlashTube, it's Jo here and welcome to my 2018 review and finishes parade. I know it's a lot later than I said it was going to be. Yeah, this month's been crazy, absolutely crazy. I look absolutely terrible. I've had no sleep. But I need to do this before I do my January update, so I thought I'd better get it done today. So I've got notes in front of me, so I will be looking down. I hope everybody's well. Welcome back. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me today. As I know, there's obviously loads of cross stitchers out there that do FlashTube videos, and the fact that you've just chosen to spend a little bit of time with me today really means a lot. So let's get to it. I've took some questions from Teresa Little Stitcher. She did her 2018 review. I've not done all the questions because a lot of them don't apply to me, so I've just took out the ones that I've got that do apply. There's only a few, so I'm going to go through them, and then what I'll do is I will show all my finishes for 2018. I will do them from the last one that I finished to the beginning of January 2018, and then I will do all my finishes for 2017 as well, because I only started cross stitching at the beginning of 2017, so 2 years worth of stitching. There's not a lot for 2018. If you watched any of my videos before, you will know that I talk about 7 months in the beginning of 2018 where I didn't stitch, and obviously I've been doing my 55 new starts, so I've been concentrating on starting stuff and not concentrating on finishing stuff. So there's not too many for 2018, but there's a fair few for 2017. So, and it's been really interesting pulling stuff out this morning, because I've realised like how much, not as in my taste, how my taste of cross stitch designs has changed, but just the level of cross stitch that I do now compared to what I did when I started. There's a lot of smalls that I wouldn't necessarily stitch now. I'm massively into my full coverage pieces. I love my full coverage. I do like doing magazine pieces for you know, to get a quick finish, but I'm moving on to more big full coverage, you know, 30 pages plus. I've got one that I'm going to be starting in a couple of months that I cannot wait, and it's 96 pages. So it is massively changed, which everybody's will do from when they first start cross stitching. You know, you pick something simple to learn how to cross stitch, and then, you know, you work on kits, and then you discover the world of internet patterns and all these fabulous designers, and it just grows from there, and then you start to get into your taste of what you like. So yeah, so it was interesting to see what I've stitched and how it's progressed over the years. So let's get to it. So grab your stitching, grab a hot drink or cold drink, it depending where you are, if it's summer or winter, and yeah, let's see where I get up to. So 2018 review. As you are aware, I'm doing 55 new starts. I started in August, so that's what I've been doing from August 2018, and it'll be going up to August 2019. So I've had a fair few starts, but we'll start with whips. So my favourite whip. Now, with whips, your favourite's normally what you're working on at the moment, because that's what you want to be stitching on. So at the moment, I have been working on my Luca S kit. I'm not going to show you it because I'm going to save it for my monthly update for next week, but I will show you what it looks like. So this is what I've been working on. So at the moment, this is my favourite whip of 2018, just because I've been working on it. If I was working on something else, it would be a different favourite whip. So yeah. So I've been working on that, so that's my favourite. My least favourite whip, now I've got two, I can't pick between the two, So I picked, this was my first of my 55 new starts, and it's the tree kit from China. So it's 4 panels. You would have seen this if you've seen my other videos. It's printed. It is absolutely huge, which doesn't bother me. Big projects don't bother me, but yeah, I've done half of it, half of this one, and I love it. I'm gonna do it, and I will stitch on it. But out of everything that I've started, this is probably the least one that I would go back to. It's just awkward to hold. I work in a hoop. It's massive, but I still like it. It's not that I don't like it at all. It's just that out of, if I had to pick one, it's that one. And then the other one is another kit from China, from Wish, and it is the girl with the umbrella, and that's what she will look like. Hang on 1 second, my alarm's going off for some reason. There we go. And it's girl with the umbrella, and again, I love the design. It's fine to work with, the threads are fine. This is where I'm up to on it. There we go, that's how much I've done. That was 5 days work before I put it away. It's stitched on Aida using the floss that came with it. The reason that I don't like this is, and and I'm just going to show you part of it. It's a coloured chart, and I can highlight it, but I can hardly see because the symbols are so dark, especially with the purples and the blacks and the browns. I really like crossing off and seeing where I'm up to and knowing what I'm stitching and what's next and being able to see what that is. And coloured charts, they drive me mad. So I tried to pull this out for this month. I wanted to work on it this month because you know, I reckon I could get this finished this year, especially once my 55 new starts are finished and I can actually spend some time on my projects. I'm going to be able to get, I reckon I could get this finished, but it just makes me not want to work on it because I can't highlight over it, and because we're in winter as well and it goes dark and it's really hard to see because I don't have a light behind me when I sit on the couch. I can't see the pattern, so yeah, so that's my least favourite whip as well. So favourite finish of 2018 would have to be my trellis from the, this isn't the right book, it's Victorian Cross Stitch, the book Victorian Cross Stitch. I don't know where it is, let's see if I can find it. Aha! Here we go. So it is the Victorian Needlepoint, Beth Russell, and this is what it looks like. So if you'd seen my first and second video, I hadn't finished it by then, and what I've done is I've changed the colours and I put in the bricks at the back. It was just a plain colour that was on the cross stitch pattern, so I filled in the bricks. So it was the first project that I actually changed myself, and I had some issues with trying to match the green because I ran out of green, but yeah, I absolutely love that. So that's my favourite finish of 2018. My least favourite finish of 2018 has to be, and it was off the front of a magazine, and the magazine was Cross Stitcher, and it was issue 319, and it was summer 2017. That was the cross stitch, and off the front of it was a little cross stitch bracelet. So yeah, this is the smallest thing that I finished in 2018. I like it, it's cute. I probably will wear it in summer, just so I'm carrying a little bit of cross stitch around with me. But I only did it because I was working on a big piece at the time, and I'd been working on it solidly for about 4 weeks, and it got to the like first or second week in January, and I kept seeing everybody's finishes on Stitch Mania. They were like, first finish of 2018, and I was just like, oh, I'm nowhere near a finish and I really want to finish something. So I picked this up and stitched it, so this became my first finish of 2018. So yeah, so that is my least favourite finish, but I still like it and I will wear it, and yeah, but I had to pick one, so that's what I picked. FFO of 2018. So yeah, I'm really bad at FFOing things, and there's a reason behind that. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have health issues, and it's extremely hard for me to get out and leave the house. So I don't have much opportunity to go and buy frames and frame stuff and finish things, so they just kind of mount up, and I have a box of shame that I have in my spare room that I just put everything in. So FFOs for 2018, there was only one, and it was this, because I never had to do anything with it. Once I finished the cross stitch, it was finished. So one FFO. It will change now that I'm getting out a little bit more. I'm going to start getting some frames and framing some stuff and finishing things the way that I want them finished. So I'm looking forward to that in 2019. So yeah, this is it. Favourite new start of 2018? Well, I had a fair few. My favourite has to be at the moment, and it's because I've had it for so long and I've been dying to start it, and I started it. Oh, I can't put this. I started it on New Year's Day. Can I sneak it in? No, I can't. Well, anyway, I'll show you what it was. It was my... That's not it. It was my fractional, which is cross stitch collectibles, and I started this on New Year's Day, so I can't add this. It's 2019, so yeah, so that's my favourite for now for 2019. So because I can't use that, I will have to use my Alexandria Adelaide perfume bottles. So this is my favourite 2018 start. I am doing different colours. If you see my video, you will know that I'm doing it all in Cryonic. I'm doing the middle one in black Cryonic, and then I'm going to do silver and gold. It is a slow process because I only buy Cryonic every now and again and put a little bit into it. Just because it's so expensive. But this is where we are up to with that. So I love working with Cryonic. This is on 20 count Aida, and that's how far I've got. So yeah, my favourite of 2018, and I don't work on it often, but I'm going for an Art Deco feel. I want to put an Art Deco border around it and maybe something in the background. Yeah, I like that. So that's my favourite. I need to get some more Cryonic and work on that. I really do, because I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, and my least favourite is one that I started, which is been my last start of 2018. And it was Moonhair, and I'm not going to show you what I've stitched because I'll add that to my January update. I was working on it just before just after my last floss tube, but I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, my least favourite is this Moon Hair, and you probably realised already that I've had to buy the chart, and it's one of the reasons why it's my least favourite at the moment. I had some issues with it, some issues, so I'll talk more about that in my next update video. But yeah, so that's my least favourite. Right, so that brings us up to how many whips did I have at the beginning of 2018? I had 7. I had 7 whips in at the beginning of 2018. And out of them 7, I now have 1, 2, 3. I have 3. So I'll finish 4 of them. How many whips at the end of 2018? 23. Yeah, 23. How many new starts in 2018? Wow, 29. How many finishes in 2018? I had 12. So 12 finishes. How many FFOs? 1. And full coverage page finishes? 2. So, I don't know what's happened. It went a bit mad. Obviously, I decided to do these 55 new starts. It's been interesting. I've loved it. I've loved it. There's been 2 times since I started it that I thought I can't do this. One was a couple of weeks ago when I was doing Moon Hair, and the other one was when I was doing Secret Garden, which you'll have seen if you've watched my other videos. I hit a wall. I was just like, I don't want to start anything else, but I carried on. I'm just under halfway through, so I've got another 30 starts. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and they're getting bigger. We're getting onto my big full coverage ones now. So yeah, there's going to be some big projects coming up. And my idea is that I would like to have, by the end of 2019, 40 or less whips. So that means I've got to finish. I've already finished 2 this month. I finished 2 projects for this month, which I'll obviously show in my update video. I've got to finish another 12, because obviously I've got on the rest of my new starts. With what I've already got and the rest of my new starts, I need to finish another 12 on top of the 2 that I've already finished, and that will leave me with 40 whips. So it's going to be interesting to see if I get there. So the last couple of questions. So the first start of 2018 was my Alexandra Adelaide perfume bottle. So that was the first thing I started in 2018. And the last start of 2018 was Moon Hair, which I've just showed you the pattern for. So that's them. My regrets purchase of the year was a Cardinals cross stitch that I bought off eBay. Dun, dun, dun. It was behind me. Oh, it's it. This is it. I saw it, fell in love with it. It was really cheap. It was ending in like a minute or 2, so I didn't get a chance to see the listing properly. I never read it. It's got the floss, which I don't like because I'd rather have it pre-sorted, but I didn't know it was printed. and only the birds are stitched, the flowers aren't. I thought it was a full coverage. I might do it. Maybe. I don't know. It'll go in my stash for now, but it's not what I was expecting. So that's my regret. So just the one, which is not bad, just one regret. My regret starts. I have none. Moon Hair's tested me a little bit. I'll explain more about that at some point. But yeah, I've loved all the things I've started, and that's why I was doing the 55 new starts, because I've got so many things I wanted to start. I was like, let's just start them. So no regrets. And new to me this year was the first year that I stitched on linen, 32 count, which I purchased for my Mirabilia Christmas in London, and the first time I stitched on even weave. So even weave and linen is new to me. Like I said, I do full coverage, so I usually use Aida 18 count or 16 count. So yeah, it was nice to use linen and even weave. So I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to put some stuff away, and I will be right back with my finishes parade, all my finishes for 2018, all my finishes for 2017. The reason I'm doing that is because I watched Calico's finish parade. She had 127 projects. She invited people to do the same thing and hashtag it, and you know, so I thought, well, why not? If I'm going to be doing my 2018, I might as well do my 2017 as well. So, all right, I'll be back in a bit, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, I'm back. So yeah, I've managed to put everything away that I've just spoke about, and now I can start with my finishes. So my last finish that I finished in 2018 was on the 22nd of December. It was Snowdrops. It was one of my 55 new starts. It's out of the Flowering Cross Stitch book. I was going to say magazine, then it's a book. It's been a long night. So this is what I finished. It is on 18 count Aida. As all of these will be, they need washing, they need ironing, and they need framing. So yeah, so that was my last finish for 2018. 2019. On the 19th of December, I finished my peacock from Cross Stitch Gold. This was out of the issue 139. It is the peacock off the front. It's done by Duran Jones, and I did it exactly how it is charted, except for I didn't do French knots. I added beads instead. I did it on even weave, and here she is. And I love this. I absolutely love this. So all the beads. So yeah, so that was my finish on the 19th of December. On the 29th of November, I finished my England pillow. It's from the Art of Cross Stitch, which was a weekly magazine that you could buy, which is what got me into cross stitching. And I changed the colours to match the colours of my living room, which are behind me, blues, whites and greys, and that's what it looked like. Now I haven't decided if I'm going to frame this. I think I might, instead of having it as a cushion, but yeah. So that's another finish. Then I finished on the 14th of November. It was Elegance and Beauty from the World of Cross Stitching. It was issue 243. That's the magazine. That's what it should look like. It's Shannon Christine design. And here is my finish. Loads of beads, sparkly, cry neck, silver cry neck in it. Love this, love this. So there's that. Then on the 18th of October, again out of the Flowers in Cross Stitch book, I did my daffodil with the bee. The bee is super cute. And this was done on 14 count Ada. That was a random act of kindness of somebody off Facebook. So I was like, well, somebody's give it to me, so I have to stitch on it immediately because it's my first random act of kindness. So I love the bee. He's super cute. So that's that. The 12th of October was the Fawn Stocking, and it's out of Cross Stitcher, and it is issue 285. That's what it should look like. I changed the colours. I did it on Ada. And there she is. I then, on the 25th of September, finished my England map. Again, this is out of Cross Stitcher issue 314. That's what the magazine looks like. It's like this one. The page is fallen out. That's what I stitched. I didn't do the bottom bit where it says home is where the heart is. I left that out and just stitched the map. And if you saw my other video, I was quite surprised that they've left Ireland off. And it took me ages to figure out that it wasn't there. I kept looking at it thinking, why does this look so strange? But yeah, Ireland's missing. So, there we go. That's that. I don't know why they've left Ireland off. Bizarre. Anyway. Then on the 16th of September, I finished my Magpies. It's out of the Victorian Needlepoint book, that I did the trellis out of. And this is the Magpies one. This is done on 16 count Ada in Anchor Floss. All the others are in DMC, if I've not said, but this is in Anchor. So that's my Magpies. I had so much trouble doing this. If you've seen my video, when I've spoke about this, you'll know that I had some issues with this. Coloured chart, it's actually a needlepoint and not a cross stitch chart, so not too difficult to change it from needlepoint to cross stitch. It's still the same thing. It's still squares coloured in. You just do it X's. But because the book, the way that it's printed, it's hard to see what colours land on what square in some places. So yeah, I miscounted around here, and I had some issues filling it in, but I managed to do it eventually. So Then before that was the Beth Russell Trellis, which is the same designer as that one, and I just showed you this, so I'll just quickly hold it up again, but that's that one. So they're both out of the same book. Then before that, sorry, some of these haven't got dates because I never wrote down the dates that I finished them, but I've got the order of what I finished them. Before that was the Dimensions Gold Kit Petite, and it was Paris Postcard, and that's what that looks like. I added beads instead of French knots. Yeah, love that. Super happy with that. Took me a while. My first Dimensions kit. Didn't realise that Dimension Gold Kit Petites are supposedly more difficult than the other Dimension kits, and decided that was going to be the first thing that I did. Was a struggle in some parts, but if I can do that, I'm sure I can do most of the Dimension kits now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some more. Obviously I've started Indian Peacock by Dimensions. I want to do the Aurora Cabin, and there's an owl one as well that I'd really like to do. So there's a couple that I'm going to do as well, and I've got one on order for next month as my kit start, so which is some flowers. It's like flowers in a pot, which I'm waiting for it to turn up, so I'm looking forward to doing some more Dimensions. The one before that was Colourful Day, and this is the one that I was working on in January when I said that I needed to finish something quick because everybody else was finishing and I did this, but this is what I was working on at that time. And this was a kit from China. I worked on it solidly for about 5 weeks. I didn't put the back stitching in it because I didn't think it needed it. It just had a bit of white back stitching here, which just I didn't think needed, so I left that out. So I finished that, and then the first finish for 2000 in January was my bracelet, which is what I did while I was stitching that. So that's all my finishes for 2018. In 2017, my last finish was on the 19th of December, and it was Christmas Town, and it was from Cross Stitcher 285, and it was the Christmas Village off the front. I did it on Ada, and there she is. It's super cute. Not normally something I would stitch. I'm not a I love them and I think they're so pretty and so cute, but yeah, it's not something that I would normally stitch. But I just loved it. I loved the colours. I thought the colours were so pretty. So yeah. That was that one. On the 28th of November, I finished Angel Moon, which was an Artisy pattern. It was a free pattern. It was off their Facebook page. I still think it's there. It's if on the Artisy Facebook page, on files, they have free patterns. Obviously, if you join the Facebook page, you can get access to their free patterns. And this was my birthday start that year in 2017. And here she is. So on 16 count Ada, and she's stunning. I love her. I love her. I've measured this up for a frame. I just need to find a frame that I really like. I want a mat that's the same colour as this as well. For her to go in, but yeah, I love her, love her. So there she is. On the 17th of November, I finished a Christmas cushion. It's out of the same cross stitch Christmas, the one that the same magazine as Christmas Town is out of, issue 285, and it is this Christmas cushion at the bottom. I don't know if that's, you can see that. And I did this on some fabric that I had that I got from auction. I'm not too sure what it is. It's 14 count. I think it's 14 count. And there is my cushion, or will be a cushion. Oh, it smells amazing. It smells of, what I do is in the cross stitch box I have a bar of soap that's still sealed, so it's not touching anything, but it just makes everything smell like, oh, it smells lovely. So that's the back. We don't want to be seeing that. Actually, I'll show you the back. It's not too bad. That's the back. But yeah, so pretty. I love the colours. Obviously same colours as my living room, so which is what my Christmas tree looks like as well, the same colours, blue and white. You didn't see it in my video this year. I never put it up. I couldn't this year. I just really didn't feel like Christmas, so I never put the Christmas tree up this year. But next year you'll get to see my Christmas tree, and I might even do Vlogmas, so we'll see how it goes. On the 7th of October 2017 I finished, and I haven't got the magazine. I'm not too sure where it is, but it was a set of, if anybody's really interested, I will find it, and if you're interested, if you ask me, I'll look it up for you. But it was 4 beach houses. So I changed the colours. I know that they're not the Corfall colours. I just worked with what I had. But yeah, so I did that. Nice little finish. On the 25th of September, I finished a free pattern off DMC's website, dmc.com, called Majestic Day. It's still there. I found it the other day. It is still on the website. I did this for a Stitch Mania event. I can't remember. I think you had to stitch on something that was animal related. Back in 2017, I was doing some of the little challenges, and I found this for Majestic Day. So that is Majestic Day. The only thing I would do with this, if I changed it, would be that I would use 3 strands of black, because you can see the white, but from a distance it doesn't look too bad. So yeah, so that's Majestic Day. Again, you can still get that if you're interested. It's on dmc.com, along with a lot of other different patterns that are quite super cute and nice. So on the 20th of September, again, this was for an event on Stitch Mania, and it had to do with pirates. You had to stitch something that was pirate related. I had no pirates. Again, this is off Stitch Mania. This is again off dmc.com. It's still there. I saw it the other day, and this was my little pirates. I love the turtle. The turtle is super cute with the air bubbles. So yeah, done on Ada. I think that took me 2 days to do. So yeah. Then my big finish before that was the 14th of September, which was my Delft pattern. This is what really got me into stitching. I've done some smalls before there, but this was like my really big pattern that I attempted to do. It's out of 365 Cross Stitcher, 2017 edition. Came out at the beginning of the year. I haven't got the magazine. I don't know where it is. I've spilled something on this. I might have to take a couple of stitches out of this, or when I rewash it. I don't know, I can't have spilled something on it because I don't eat or drink near my cross stitch, so I don't know what it is, but there's something on it. So yeah, so this was my first major, I say big cross stitch. It was big compared to the stuff that I'd stitched before this, but compared to what I'm stitching now, it's not that big. But so this was my first full coverage piece that I finished, and this is my Delft pattern, and I am going to get this professionally framed because it means so much to me. I absolutely love this. I don't know if you can see, there's something here, so I might have to take that white out there. But yeah, I love everything about this. I love the border, I love the scene, I love the colours. It was done on 14 count Aida. It took me months. When did I finish it? 14th of September, and I think I started it in January. And I obviously worked on things in between that, but yeah. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. It needs framing, it needs putting on my wall. So yeah. When I first discovered cross stitch. So there's that one. Then before that was the 4th of September, and this is a free pattern. It's off the Mirabilia website. I did it because I wanted to see if I could stitch with Kryneck and beads. It was the first time I used Kryneck. It was the first time I used beads, and it is the Nora Corbett butterfly. So I was super happy with that. Then before that, this was for an event on Stitch Mania. It was something Harry Potter related. So I found online a free pattern, and of course it is, I was going to say Gandalf, that's Lord of the Rings. It's Dumbledore and the Phoenix. So I love the Phoenix. Phoenix looks so cool. So yeah, I did that. Before that was a kit, and it was the Circle of Thistles, and this is what it looks like. I got the kit from a charity shop for a couple of pounds, so I did that. Then before that was a free gift. Just bear with me 1 second, that's the door. Sorry about that. Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. It's been a little bit mad the last hour. It's been an hour, and what's happened is, oh, my hair is a mess. I've just had an electric meter fitted in, so I had to have all my electric turned off, and I had to wait for them to put the meter in. So I now have a smart meter, and I had no lights, and my phone needed charging, so I've just had to leave it for an hour and then come back to finish this off. So I've only got a couple left, so we'll get this done and then that's it. So the last thing I showed you was the Circle of Thistles. The finish that I had before then, and I haven't got the magazine, I'm not too sure which issue, but it was just a free gift off the front of it, and it was the Little Fox and Cub. So I finished that. It was just something that I did just quick because I wasn't feeling too great. It was just, I'm trying to think, yeah. That was the first thing I stitched after I broke both my arms and my wrist. When I broke both my elbows and my wrist, so that was the first thing that I stitched. Before that, is A Home Is Where the Heart Is. And I did that. That was out of The Art of Cross Stitch, the book that got me into cross stitching, that I did the England flag out of. So that's what I did. And then before that I did a Chinese kit. It was one of a set of 4. If you see my videos, you'll know that I had trouble with one of them. I've been doing the Happy, the summer tree, and yeah, I've really struggled to finish it. I've just not enjoyed stitching it. But this is the spring one that I did. It was printed cross stitch. It's been washed, but that's the spring one. Used the fabric, the A-Dot 14 count that came in the kit. I used all the floss that came in the kit, and that is the spring one. So I've got the spring, I'm doing the summer, and I've got the autumn and winter one. The winter one's my favourite, which I'm saving till the end. So when I finish the summer tree, if I ever finish it, I'll do the autumn one next, and then leave my favourite, the winter one, till the end. The winter one's blue, so obviously it's my favourite. And then before that one, my finish was a kit. It was from a charity shop. I got it at the same time I got the Thistle one. It was the Thistle, and I got the Poppy. So this is the Poppy one. And then I've got 2 more. This was the first kit that I ever did, and it was again from a charity shop. It's Barbara Thompson's, and it's the Drawing Room, and it's normally sat behind me on here. So if you've ever seen my videos and you've wondered what that is behind me, this is what it is. So this is the first thing that I ever stitched. All the backgrounds stitched, all the floors stitched. Sorry about the glare. And this was the very first kit that I ever started and finished. It's not something that I would generally normally stitch, but because it was only I think it was about £1, £1 or £2, and because I was new to cross stitch, I was just like, I'll give it a go. So yeah, so that's my first ever kit finish. And then you will have seen this if you watch my introduction video. The first thing that I ever stitched, it's not the first thing I ever stitched. My oldest whip is the first thing I ever stitched, but this is the first thing that I ever finished. This was the second thing I started, which was my cherub out of The Art of Cross Stitch. And we all know what the back looks like from my first video. And yeah. So the first 3 things that I ever finished were framed. I put them in frames, and then it just fell apart from there on. I just stopped buying frames and FFOing things, which is going to change that. Now that I've got it all out and I've had a look at it all, I'm going to start getting some frames and getting some FFOs. So if I do any FFOs, I will show them, obviously, in my update videos. So I had 16 finishes in 2017. I had 12 finishes in 2018. So that's 2 years of stitching. So that's 28 finishes in total that I've done in 2 years. And I'm sure there's going to be many, many more. I've actually got 2 in January, like I said, that for my update video. So that actually makes it 30 finishes for now. So yeah, we'll see how the 2019 goes and what I finish, and obviously all the rest of the things that I'm going to start. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you managed to get a lot of stitching done. I'd like to say thank you again for spending some time with me today. I love talking about my cross stitch. I hope that you're all well. Thank you for everybody who's subscribed and gives me a thumbs up. It means an absolute lot, and all your comments are wonderful. Hello to any new subscribers. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today, and yeah, I'll see you in about a week and a half's time, maybe 2 weeks, and I'll do my end of January update. So take care, and much love and happy stitching, and I'll see you all soon.